let's talk about ozone therapy if we can, because this is this is one of many solutions, isn't it? But it's just an amazing solution which you've found to share with people, and it's really about helping the body to help itself, isn't it? And
Absolutely.
it's really up leveling your ability to detox, also most importantly, because we're really challenged, many people in that sphere, is because we're full of toxins and we can't detox. So already, if we can just improve our detox systems, make them more effective, that over time is going to really change things.
Ozone is an anti-inflammatory, a natural anti-inflammatory. It reduces the whole inflammation in the body, the brain fog. It's a detox. It helps our eliminate our helps our detox pathways. We can eliminate this ongoing toxins we're it evolved with. The oral infection is a systemic infection. There's ways to treat oral infections. If you got root canals, that's a systemic infection, most likely. So there's a way, no drill, no fill dentistry. You know that beautiful fresh smell when it's been raining and then the thunder comes in. It's just like this amazing breath of fresh air. That's ozone. That's we breathe that, right? It interacts with our bodies. When our bodies breathe in that therapeutic grade ozone, which is triple oxygen, which is basically triple energy, right? Then it does amazing. It catalyzes dozens of self-healing sequences in the body with 95 to 99%. It feeds it. It feeds our mitochondria. It generates ATP. And then if you're super healthy already, what's your body going to do with triple the energy? And that's a really good question. What happens if you got triple energy? If you don't have really good boundaries, well, people are everything is going to be coming at you, right? Having and being conscious of what you're going to do with that. So think of all the truthers and all the people that know that we need to build a new free world, right? Parallel systems, because the top-down tyrannical one is no longer acceptable. We triple everybody on the front line, tripling their energy supply so they can triple their contributions to building the new free world, right? And if you're super sick, right, and you're chronically ill, what's it going to heal first, second, and third? That's my question to you. But this whole idea of ozone, therapeutic grade ozone, is different than ozone. We can't breathe ozone. There's room air ozone generators we get to mitigate like fire smoke or mold, right? So it can go out into the air and it can glom onto mold spores, and then it kind of blows a hole through them, and they drop to the ground, and then we can vacuum them up with a certain kind of vacuum cleaner. There's room air ozoners. You would not want to breathe that. It's like breathing in bleach. But when you bubble ozone through olive oil like this, it changes the molecular structure, and it's really good for you. It changes it into terpenes and ozonides, and then we can breathe it in, and we breathe it in through a nasal cannula, right? So there's the ozone that they're talking about, which is a toxicity. It can be toxic if you're using it in a room air, but you won't want to be there. You come back in a couple of hours later, once the triple oxygen, those triple molecules or atoms, right, they break apart. It's very volatile. Those third molecule breaks down, and that's what makes therapeutic grade ozone so omnipotent, such an amazing self-healer. But when you come back into the room after ozonating a room, a couple of hours, the ozone has dissipated, and now you're dealing with pure oxygen, right? So it can mitigate a lot of different things. But what we're talking about here today is therapeutic grade ozone, which you use a clear oxygen supply. But you either want an oxygen tank, which is 99.9%, and you can get those through any welder's supply store. Go to your local welder's supply store, and they will have them. It's like a propane tank. You just buy it and fill it up.
That's a pretty big tank you've got there. Do we need
a pretty big one?
big,
yeah, but I've got
pretty impressive that tank.
But right here, like that's an 80 cubic foot tank, and you can also have just a 40 cubic foot tank. I'm a professional. This is my professional studio here. So, I mean, I've got all sorts of sizes of tanks.
Right.
and they all cost about the same to fill. So I get larger
What's
ones.
that cost to fill? Or what's
about $40 here in
Okay.
the United States, whether it's a big one or a medium one or a small one, they're all about 40.
Yeah.
Right. Right. And then it'll last you a long time because you only use a little bit, but you don't need a prescription. And it's industrial oxygen is what it's called. It's
And how long will that last you when you say a long time? Was it a week or
for
two,
me, if it was just me, I could use that 80 cubic foot tank there, right? Over a year.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's super inexpensive, that aspect, but we've got the tank and then we've got the device that fits to the tank.
Right. You've got something like this, a small little generator. And what it does is it takes the pure oxygen, the double moleculed oxygen, and splits and electrifies it and turns it into 3 molecules. And so it's that third molecule that makes it so powerful. And I use both oxygen. That's another system up here behind me. And I'll talk about that in a minute because that helps with EMF also. They go together.
Okay.
It's a little confusing, but I use oxygen, which is double molecule, and ozone, which is triple molecule. And you need high level of oxygen. Make therapeutic grade ozone. Because if you run ambient air, I'm at the coast, you're at the coast, we're breathing about 20% oxygen. And the rest of it is nitrogen. So when you run that ambient air through an ozone generator, it creates nitric oxide. That's not what we're dealing with here. Some people say that's good for you, but that's a whole different modality, a whole different thing. I don't want to create nitric oxide. I'm dealing with ozone. I'm dealing with triple oxygen. And that's all the protocols and the understanding. And so it's therapeutic grade, it's pure. And I just want to be really clear that there's no difference between medical grade oxygen, 99.9%, and industrial. They fill them from the same source. But getting a prescription for oxygen in the United States is really ridiculously hard. And it's very expensive. You have to have a certain kind of insurance. You got to play this whole game. You can be totally health sovereign and off grid with your own oxygen tank, your own ozone generator, a little cord that plugs into your ozone generator, and you can plug it into any battery, like a car battery.
So this has got various uses. So
100%.
Right.
Anywhere there's a hole, Lloyd, you can put it. Nose, mouth, ears, vagina, rectum. And when you put it in your rectum, it's very easy to do. It's like a gas enema. The triple oxygen goes straight.
Just tell me, why would you put it in your rectum?
Right. I'm telling you right now, it's people pay a huge amount of money to go put ozone in their blood. You're paying $500 or $600 for a consult to talk to a bona fide ozone doctor, just for the consult. And then you're going to pay for a 10-pass or an EBU treatment, putting it in your blood, needles. You're going to pay between $1,200 and $1,600 here, right? For most treatments, unless it's a one-up. Right? So very expensive, but you can put it in your rectum and it goes straight to your portal vein, straight to your liver, and straight to your blood. And you can do this yourself for pennies on the dollar once you get your own system.
So wherever we put it, the objective is the same, or the main objective is the same, is to get it into your blood.
Yes. It's the antidote to EMF blood coagulation because you're oxygenating the blood. It breaks up that coagulation because it gets our body energy. It's the antithesis of what's happening with the massive influx of EMFs.
Right.
And so the intensification. Yeah.
Right. So sorry. So just to back up, because not everybody's going to be terribly comfortable about sticking that up the bottom, right?
You can make ozonated water, right? For those of you that can see, you just hook it up, oxygenate your water. That's how I got started.
So there's two devices. You mentioned there was 2 solutions, oxygen and ozone. So we're using the same bottle here and the same device, or is this different?
Yeah, well, there's 2 different systems. I mean, I've got a whole state-of-the-art studio here, but all right, what I'm passionate about, what people can do is get your own home ozone generator. You know, I work with Promo Life. They've been in business for over 20 years, and I know them. They're like my soul family. When I was sick, I went there, and they're in this for the long haul, right? So you don't want any, yeah, just on generators, you don't want to buy a generator that has any Chinese parts. These ones do not. They're all manufactured here in the United States. There's no Chinese parts. You cannot trust any ozone generator with Chinese parts. The calibration on them is screwy. They won't last. They're made very cheaply.
Polla, thank you so much for
Yeah.
doing the work, firstly, most importantly, and also for sharing with us today. Well done.
Thank you, Lloyd. Thanks so much for having me. I really appreciate you and all you've been doing for decades of work and helping to get the word out and helping to bring solutions
Yeah.
to this whole
Thank
this
you.
realm and beyond.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you for saying that. Thank you, listener, for attending today. If you're looking for solutions to EMFs and their effect on your health, this interview and all my other interviews are in the EMF Expert Solutions Club with transcripts. My name is Lloyd Burrell from electricsense.com. Until next time, thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye.